there'll be a lot of speed. I mean, both teams, I think, can score goals. We all know that. They've been, I think, a much improved defensive hockey team. When you consider all the injuries they've had on their blue line, I think they almost flourished at that time. So they learned how to hard gap defense and a tighter gap game and value it. So that's the place that we've got to go with our game. So hopefully it's on display tonight.
You guys look like you're putting it together now, but what was the reason maybe for the struggles in the first part of the season?
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. We had a tough December, I think, more than anything else. And that was schedule and health and sickness and all the things that teams go through. Sergei Bobrovsky is rounding into form. That wasn't there for us for a while. And that affected our penalty kill. But I think, you know what, there is a change in style. Our team's different than it was last year. We have different personnel. And we've got to learn to adapt to play a different kind of game. We still put an awful lot of pucks at the net. We get lots of great chances to score. But defending against it, we're not running 4 and 5 goals early in the game or having big comebacks. We got to learn how to grind.
Did you expect growing pains, Paul?
Yeah, it was part of the job interview. I mean, Bill had a really good understanding of what it was going to look like this year, and it was going to be a challenge at times. So we did. I think we lost some really important people to our team for blocks of time, and we had a hard time with that. And We've enjoyed a very unusual schedule this year. I think we're in the middle of one right now. We get to fly home for a day a couple times this month. So, but the positives are, we come out of this month and through this heavy grind that we're in right now. I think on the 26th of January, we still have 20 home games, half our home schedule ahead of us, and which I would have traded easily for a more normalized schedule early. But we get to 29 and 29 road games here by the end of the month.
Coaching Matthew Tkachuk, what have you appreciated about that experience?
Well, it'd be two things. One, you can stand behind the bench, you can tell a guy's got good hands, but when you get on the ice with him in practice every day, he's got unbelievable hands. He doesn't just tip pucks, he directs them net front. And he puts them, so it's almost like a shot. He places the tip. He's got an incredible set of hands. But it's his personality. I mean, we all know players from the bench or from the TV, and he's cantankerous and edgy and a pest and hard all at the same time. He's just a wonderful guy around the staff, around the coaching staff, the trainers, all the people, the bus drivers. There's lots of stories of his dad in Winnipeg quietly doing wonderful things for people and really helping people out. Matthew is the same way. He helps a lot of people out, really good to people in our organization.
You said you're hard on him. You like Stat. Was that something that you knew going in as a way to sort of light a fire under him? Not that a fire was going to be.
No, he said that you're harder on him than any coach he's ever had.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So
jeez.
He said he's hard.
Cheap dad, right?
Wow.
He said he likes it, though.
He said he likes it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he likes it, yeah.
Oh, no, boy. You know what? I don't get lost on many questions over my career. I can usually answer. I don't know what to say about that because I've become a kinder, gentler person. Truly. We were talking about this last week about the things that you used to say in an NHL locker room that you just can't get away with, or you don't even try it anymore. I think I've asked Matt to embrace other parts of his game. But and he has. I mean, this guy's a good player.
I'm sure you still have a soft spot for Winnipeg. What do you think of when you see the success they're having?
It's perfect, right? They've got a good team. They've got that center ice that they have is just, dynamic. It's for the fans, right? It's for Winnipeg. I'm happy for the guys. They got a good push. It's exactly what you kind of hope they would rebound and go. But more for the fans, right? It's just they love that team and they're so connected to it. So it's a great year in Winnipeg and good on them.
Well, you talked about defending your team. How difficult is it to defend in the NHL in 2023 with the way the game's called and the speed?
Yeah, I think it seems to me the quality of expected goals. Just think of it when we used to have ties, right? I think we ran 11 home ties in Carolina one year. That game's locked down. You got a 2-goal lead and it was just over because you could clutch and grab and grind. I mean, we clutched and grabbed through Toronto to the Stanley Cup final with a real average team. And you can't do that anymore. The skill level on these kids, they come in now and at 18, 19, like you go into Buffalo, there's some skilled guys there. You look at New Jersey, you can turn a franchise around real fast on a couple of good drafts. The skill level of these kids, it's more difficult. Now, the defensemen all skate differently, right? You used to have one puck mover, maybe two if you had a luxury. and the other 4 were there to be ugly. The opposite's true now, right? You've got 4 or 5 guys that can move the puck and they can skate. So it's just a different style of defending.
The defensive pairing of Gudas and Mahura has been very effective, especially looking back to last game. What's impressed you most about
The way Radko first of all, Radko Gudas, again, as a fan, you watch on TV, you think he's just a killer, right? Like he blows people up in the neutral zone. He is systematically fantastic. He does not make a lot of positional mistakes. He understands his feet. He understands what he's good at. But the thing I think most is he took a young defenseman in Josh Mahura, who's a puck-moving kind of skating defenseman, welcomed him, and they began a really good pair from day one. He's always talking to him. Josh has so much more confidence now than when he came in, and I don't think that's a coaching thing. I think that's a partner thing.
any changes to the lineup tonight?
When you talk about the sort of challenges you faced at the beginning of the year, is that something that's affected your consistency? Because I was just looking, I mean, you're still looking for a 3-game winning streak this year. And
Correct.
I think that kind of says a lot about the way things are going.
I think that's fair. I think we had a stretch of hockey in November where we were playing pretty well. We'd come off the West Coast, beat Carolina, and I thought that's when we was going to get going. And we lost Barkov. So it's not an excuse. I mean, you lose your 1 and 3 centerman for a month, you're going to have a hard time. And then we were on the road for quite a bit of that. We've been on the road, it feels like, quite a while. But style of game consistency, right? 5-on-5, we've been a pretty decent hockey team. Our analytics are way better than our record. You know, I think in Winnipeg my analytics were way worse than the record, so I can't use that as an argument here. I was always saying analytics don't matter, and now I'm saying, hey, look at the analytics. We good. We got a good differential 5-on-5. Our penalty killing has struggled, but now it's getting stronger. I think you got to point at Sergei for that. He's gotten quite a bit better, and we're healthy. So I think the trending is positive ahead of us.
To confirm, Sergei Bobrovsky and Ned
Correct.
tonight.
Thanks, Mo.
Good guys.